Hey! Welcome to Shadows of Archonia! Feels like it's been forever. It's only been 2 weeks, but before that it was like several weeks. So anyway, this is our weekly 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons live stream game. My name is Steve Boshear, and I will be your dungeon master for the evening. Hello, Canuck!
Hey,
Canuck.
Hey, buddy. Yeah, alright, so I'm Joshua, and I'll be playing Throck, the Merman Storm Hero Barbarian Champion Fighter.
That's the guy.
Yep.
And I'm Alan. I'll be playing Raylan / Zalios, Azamar, Death Touch Sorcerer. Felt like I left off on Raylan still. Yep.
Yeah, you did. You've been railing a while.
I'm Carolynn. I'm playing Avin the Shatterkai. Circle of Twilight Dread.
Matt, who plays Darrow, is not with us tonight, but don't worry, we have a perfectly good excuse.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So if you know D&D, but you didn't recognize all those races and subclasses, then you should know you make heavy use of the Dark Arts Player's Companion. It's a third-party, 5th edition supplement created by Gentleman 3000. He's awesome, does good stuff. That Dark Arts Player's Companion is a free supplement available online, and it contains new character races, new subclasses for every class in the game, new spells, and new spell casting thing called Hemomancy that you should really check out because it's awesome. And new monsters to play at your throw at your players. Wow, I don't even know how those words got mixed up. But anyway, it all has a dark and evil bent to it. Creator John Man 3000 has a Patreon that you should definitely check out because he's got other homebrew content as well as this amazing book.
All right.
And if you saw the animation in the beginning, you probably heard the music, hopefully. And the music was done by Gimenez on his YouTube channel at OurMusicBox. He has plenty of other stuff you can listen to on there. That's really great. You should check him out, and if you're feeling generous, you should support him on his Patreon.
Yeah, the voiceover in the intro is by Alexander George M.S, who we know from the internet, and that's usually Matt's line, but, you know, gotta do what you gotta do. All of the digital artwork that you see in the intro is by myself. I can be found on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram as Mighty Works Character Portraits, or on ArtStation under my actual name, Steve Boshear. I take commissions, so if you'd like your own character or party rendered in my style, reach out and let's talk. I also want to let you know, I feel like I've gotten better since I made that intro. You can see some more recent work of mine in the backgrounds behind our players there. So, you know, just throwing that out there. I'll be doing a new intro at some point when I have time. Steve's mic is clipping a little bit. Okay. Thank you for the word of warning. I'm going to turn myself down. Is that better? That's Yeti Hill who said that in the chat. I believe that's the same person who is Cold Embrace of Death and who just binged like 20 episodes of our show in order to be caught up for tonight. So we appreciate that. Thanks for joining us again. It's been a while since you've been live, I think.
You unlocked an achievement.
Yeah. What is that achievement called?
Congratulations.
I don't know.
Being amazing.
Yeah.
The being amazing achievement.
Is called...
I know.
Binging amazing. Sorry,
Yeah. The people who are caught up have doubled. I know Pretty Boy caught up similarly not too long ago.
I guess that's one good thing about the quarantine. People can catch up on their shows.
Yeah. Well, people can catch up on our show. So, we left off in a fun place, didn't we? None of you know what happened last, do you? It's been a couple weeks. So, first you fought Canuck, aka Phanto Mugly, the ghost of the trees. Canuck knows what happened last. And then you made a deal with Primera, the unicorn who guards the horse trees, for permission from her to come into the horse trees in exchange for the army of Ermin guarding the borders. Fortunately, one of your members happens to be the king of the Ermin, so that worked out just fine. You guys entered the horse trees, and by extension, entered into the parallel world known as the Feywild. You learned from Primera that the Feywild actually long ago collapsed into a very small area. Formerly, it was an infinite plane of existence, mirroring the infinite mortal world. But it no longer is. It is shrunk down to become a mere bubble on the fabric of the mortal plane. And you guys have entered into it. You heard some odd sounds, saw some odd sights. Raylan had a vision of a glowing, floating cube, promising him power and a future meeting. Darrow gained power as well from his sword, and then you were all surrounded and assaulted by dryads riding feathered velociraptors, and a triceratops, and a walking tree. So that was fun.
We let them win.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it went well.
Yeah, we all saw that. Yeah, we know. Mm-hmm. They captured everyone except Raylan, who immediately fucked off when the battle started, turned into a shadow, and
Raylan's good at is hiding.
Yeah, better than the rogue for some reason. Yeah, so you guys, the three of you got captured, but Raylan remained in shadow form, umbral form. Press X to death. Umbral form until he was able to locate both your cell where you were imprisoned and your gear. He was able to recover the gear, the important gear that he could lift. Some of the gear could not be lifted by Raylan, but thereafter he brought it to you and then immediately had to take it out again when your captors were heard approaching from down the tunnel. At which point they entered the room and, oh gosh, what was the last thing they said? The last thing they said the last thing they said was that they needed to talk to you, but they most specifically said it to Darrow. And the person who said it is the leader of the Dryads, the one who was riding up on the Triceratops in front of that giant machine when you first encountered them. Mm-hmm. And she comes in flanked by several others and gestures to Darrow and says, "We have examined your weapon, and we must speak with you." The guards advance, grab Darrow, miss the first time, grab him again, and take him out of the cell.
Am I nearby when this is happening?
You tell me. You at the end of the last session, you did leave the room. Yeah. You are at least around the corner.
Yeah, so at this point, if I still have spell slots left, I'm going to try to follow them and see where they're taking him.
Okay.
Use. Oh. So it looks like. It looks like Ombre Form only uses level 3 spell slots. Like you can't use the level 4 spell slot on Ombre Form.
Sure.
If that's intentional.
No, you can. It doesn't gain any benefits from being cast with a higher spell slot, but you could still use it.
All right, I'll do that then.
Unless you're only gaining it. No, you should be able to use it anyway.
Yeah. So I'll do that, and I'll follow them.
Okay. So, they take Darrow straight out. I don't know if you remember the layout at all, but the prison cell was in a tunnel carved into a cliff face. Basically a big cave complex. But the village outside, the bulk of the Dryad village was in the trees. So they lead you out of the cave and into the trees. And as soon as they cross the perimeter of the trees with Darrow, you lose sight of them. They're gone.
How? What? How?
Well, how you don't know, but what it looks like is they are so adept at moving through this environment that they're like naturally camouflaged. It's not even like they're good at hiding. It's more like nobody sees them unless they want to. So yeah, you follow them to the edge of the village, and then they are gone. They have taken Darrow roughly southeast, and that's all you know.
Was I able to still give Darrow his like equipment before he left?
No, you brought the equipment to the cell, and then when you heard the guards coming, you took it back. Yeah.
I kept it. Yeah.
So that you guys wouldn't get caught.
Oh man.
Making this the second Darrow solo adventure where he has been without his gear.
Okay, well, man, I guess I go back to the cell where Throck and Oven are.
Indeed.
And is there any guards there right now?
There is one. There's one Dryad guard outside the door. And remember, this door is more just like a depression in the stone. It opens with a magical, arcane hand sign, which you were able to learn by watching. So, of the party, you, Raylan, are the only one that can open the door.
Is this Dryad one of the same ones that we encountered when we got captured?
You can't tell. They all look exactly the same except for their outfits. So you can tell which one's the leader, Xanthelum, because she's dressed differently. But like the rank and file are all dressed the same.
Beastiest.
Okay. Well, because I feel like there's a little bit of a urgency with Raylan right now because he doesn't know what happened with Darrow, and didn't they say that they were going to try to question like the rest of us later, or was it just Darrow himself?
They were going to question you, but you heard them talking when they were going through the gear. And they said something about the sword, Darrow's sword, that I'm trying to remember the exact words the way I put it, but basically they said that the sword had something to do with the sleepers.
The sleepers.
Yeah.
Well,
and by the way, when they came to get Darrow, they had the sword with them.
They had the sword, but I thought I took the sword. I thought that was one of the items I took from the last session.
Here's the thing. It was. It's no longer on your person.
What? Did I even feel it like disappear from my person, or like?
No, but I will remind you of something that happened recently with the sword in the haunted forest with Kalar Amon's ghost. It is not possible to separate Darrow from the sword against his will. So, when they came to get him, they just somehow had the sword. Probably because he wanted it back.
I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't make sense, but it makes sense that it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So if they had it at all, it's because he allowed them to take it from him.
So since they
Doubt.
took Dar, right? Throck's gonna look over at Hey that was part of the plan, right? Yeah.
It is now.
All right. I don't understand it.
Yeah. Well.
So do I hit something now?
You can try hitting the door. Otherwise, I think we're stuck here.
Quick reminder of the layout of the cell. There's no windows. There is a hole in the floor in the corner. There are beds cut into the walls like shelves. And the door is just a depression in one of the stone walls. But there is a window with some bars. Now, the bars are made out of a brassy colored metal.
You want to try pulling the bars apart?
Sure.
I mean the guard's still there, right?
The guard is outside, yes.
Yeah, I don't mind.
Also, there is absolutely no way that Throck could fit through that hole. Oven maybe,
Doesn't matter.
because she doesn't have her clothes with her, maybe could squeeze through. Throck, no way.
I mean, if you want me to pull the bars, I guess I can go pull some bars. It's
Okay, strength check.
seems a good enough idea to me. All right.
Why not?
It is. Let's see. A little bit lower than what it would have been. 21.
Okay, describe to me how you pull on the bars. Like, what is Throck's positioning?
Well, are they? How high are they? Like, where's?
For Throck, about neck level.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I'm gonna go over there and do the classic, like, grab them and see if I can pull them sideways. Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
this is the real reason I was asking. You've got 2 bars.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
With a 21, the one in your left hand bends, the one in your right hand pops right out. You have yanked it free from the stone.
Cool.
But by no means silently.
Yeah.
The guard...
I mean, was I supposed to do that? Stealth? Was I?
Well, I don't know what you were trying to do, but you did not do it silently.
Okay.
The guard comes and looks in the window, looks at your giant self standing behind this tiny window, and just laughs, and then yells, yells, "They're trying to escape!" and reaches up and taps the top of the window, and it seals up, and now it's all stone.
Well, I got rid of the bars.
Quite.
I mean, except for this one, but I'm totally going to put it in a bag.
Do I need to see the guard?
Because there's just one guard outside the cell, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, if I wonder if I can take him. You guys think I can take him?
I don't know. It'll be the first fight you've gotten in.
You're still fresh.
Well, no, he did use a bunch of spell slots for the umbral form.
Oh.
For the Umbra form, yeah.
Well.
All right, I'm gonna try to get the jump on him.
It's a her. They're all female.
Oh, sorry. Wait, can you describe them again for me? I need a refresher.
Yeah, they're basically green plant ladies.
Green plant ladies, like something like a elemental construct kind of thing, or
Not like a construct, but definitely elemental. They are of the forest. That's what I was trying to describe actually when you saw them taking Darrow away, is that they kind of just meld into the trees and the plant life when they choose to.
all right.
But you're not in the trees right now. You're in a tunnel of stone.
I'm gonna try to get the jump on her and do actually I'm gonna do banishment.
Okay.
Yeah. See if I can buy some time for us to escape.
So this is a charisma save?
Yep, Christmas save.
15.
16.
Ooh.
Okay. You pop around the corner and do your Raylan,
Just
whatever you do, and
it's kind of like a whoop and then gone.
so what happens is I described last time the atmosphere of this plane of existence is just a lot different than you're used to. It's brighter. All your emotions are at peak. The sky is bluer. The tree leaves are greener. Everything is just more, right? So you come around the corner and you do your thing, and then all of a sudden it's like anachronistic. This just black sludge that would be familiar to you in other setting, but here it just doesn't belong, and it just reaches out of this little hole you've punctured in the air, grabs her, and she doesn't have time to scream before it just encompasses her whole body and goes even in her mouth and nose and yanks her into this opening, which then closes up, and she is gone.
All right.
Sounds horrific.
Well, Raylan did it.
And then I'm like,
Well,
Gotcha.
okay, yeah, fair.
Gotcha!
gotcha. And then Raylan says, all right, let's get out of here. And Raylan like opens the door with the command
Okay.
that he used last time.
Yeah, it works. The
And-
door opens. Your friends are there.
And Raylan quickly says to Alvin, can you like change Throck into like something small or something?
Not without
Raylan has your stuff.
ghosts. Can't even have ghosts
Oh,
fine.
yeah. So I throw the stuff down. Hurry up.
Reminder.
Be gentle.
A reminder: the decanter with Ghost in it, and all of Throck's magical gear, not here because Raylan couldn't lift it.
That's fine. I just want to let's go. We can make our way to the other equipment. So
All
let's
right.
get out of here before she comes back.
And you did bring Throck's original stone maul, is that correct?
Yes,
Okay.
I took everything that I could carry. Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and say that I don't feel the need to change him into anything right now, then.
Yeah. All right. You guys do not have time to put on your armor. That banishment only lasts a minute. It takes longer than that to get dressed in armor.
Armor is garbage.
Right. That too.
Oven is
No.
naked.
Wait,
Do I have time to tell Throck like where he can like swing his maul before she appears?
If you want to. However, something happens as you pass through the place where she was. You move towards it in order to indicate to him where it was, but you kind of step through the space as you go. And as you touch this space where you opened that portal in the air, all of a sudden you have another flash, like the one you had outside where you saw the glowing cube offering you a deal.
Okay.
This time you find yourself somewhere else. It's a very different flash. It's a very different place than what you saw before. You were floating in air looking at this glowing bright cube, but now you are floating in this horrible, oppressive blackness. And you see around you and below you hot, humid flames.
It's home.
Raiden says, "Man, you have really weird timing."
And furthermore, you feel yourself being pulled from the inside, as though something is trying to turn you inside out. And you hear a voice say, "I will deal with you next. First, I must speak with my true son." And Raylan is forced into the box in your mind as Zalios is yanked out.
Whoa. Okay.
A
Nice.
face, a horrible, monstrous black face, rimmed with horns, eyes of fire, rows and rows of sharp teeth, appears in the air in front of you. You can barely see it through the wavering light created by the heat of the place you float in. And it says, "Zalios, long have I sought to reach you.
So
Do you know who I am?"
Does he get a feeling like it is his father, or is it like totally like a surprise?
Zalios feels a strong kinship, an uncomfortable kinship with this being. Kind of like you might feel if you spent your whole life without seeing a human face, and then you did. That's how Zalios feels right now.
So Zalios kind of like looks up at it, and he says, "Who are you? I feel. What do you want?"
I want what I have wanted all of your life. I wish to know you as a father knows his son. I am he who sired you.
And if it really is you, where have you been?
It is not easy for one of my kind to reach the mortal plane. Fortunately, you have now left it, and by your own will or by accident, your brother opened a portal to my domain. I believe you lost this. And this giant hand raises up into view, this black horn-covered hand, holding the Dryad guard that you sent through. And then he just... And she's gone.
So Zelios is kind of like step back. Yeah. So I don't know what to say. I've been thinking about this moment for a long time, but the words have escaped me.
If you choose to ally yourself with me, I shall tell you my name, and you shall gain power. I grant you time to consider my offer.
But how would I contact you again?
I have a plan. For now, our time runs short. I cannot keep this channel open.
Wait.
It's gone. It's over.
Oh.
Daddy.
I was going to ask him a question.
Now, you two, Throck and Oven, you saw nothing happen. Raylan walks through this space, and poof, all of a sudden it's Zelios, and that's all you saw happen.
Huh.
All right.
So yeah, after it's gone, like Zelios kind of like collapses to his knees, and he's just like, I saw him. I saw my father. It was him. He killed that guard, Ephesus. Killed him without even thinking about it.
That's nice and all, but gotta go. No time for mental breakdowns. Let's go.
Well, Zelios kind of like reluctantly like follows you, but you can still see in his face that he's like in between right now. Can Zelios kind of can he revert back to Raylan, or is like Raylan like locked right now?
No, you can come back.
Okay.
Yeah, and the concentration was maintained. Not that it matters since the thing is dead, but...
Alright, well, Zelios is gonna... He's like, after she says that, he's just, I'm gonna think about this. And then he disappears again, and Raylan comes back. And Raylan kind of like just says, holy shit, guys.
So, to clarify, Raylan was offered power by a being of light, and Zelios has been offered power by their own devilish father.
So it's definitely a catch-22 right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's get our stuff and get out of here.
I would like to clarify for the chat. At no point did I say that the Dryad was less hot than Poison Ivy.
No.
Nobody-
They're talking about me.
Nobody said that.
They're equally hot, right?
No, they're not talking about you. They said that when I was
Okay.
describing the Dryad.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Although now I understand your indignation.
I beg your pardon. I am unique hot. With tattoos all over my face.
Yeah, so you guys,
All right.
you guys are leaving the caves.
Yeah.
Is there?
We're gonna try to get Throck's main weapon.
Okay.
Also, am in search of my puppy.
Yeah. So here we are.
Who our lovely Yettil so graciously drew.
Yes.
Wait, who drew this?
No, this is something I made on Incarnate. She was talking about our fan art, which Yeti Hill put in the Discord earlier today. So
okay.
where is this? This is hard because it's not real, so I can't tell where to put my hand. Oh, it doesn't help that I put the camera at an angle. How do I make it be over here?
What is happening?
There's just a blue tablecloth here that I'm keying out. And so I have to look at the screen to figure out where to put the minis. I didn't think it would be this hard.
We're
Okay.
enjoying this.
Yeah, so here's you guys coming out. I thought we'd do something different for the Feywild since it's a different plane of existence.
I'm digging it.
So this is where you guys are coming out of the cave, and you have this. What you see here in front of you is giant trees connected by bridges and so forth. This is, you all saw it on the way in, and Raylan has explored it a little bit. Actually, you didn't see anything. Some of you were unconscious. So yeah, it goes down a little bit, but yeah, this is the area that you are in.
All right, and I should know where the hammer is, right?
Yeah, it is in the central tree, the big one. Wait a minute, let me double check. Yeah, it's in the central tree with the different floor. I don't have a way to point to it for you, but it's wait, maybe I do. It's in here. It's in here. This is harder.
Let's unless you guys want to try to stealth. Do we see guards walking around or anything like that?
Not right this second. But as I mentioned, they can be hard to see.
I gotcha. Well, let's try and make our way there as
Okay, so
stealthy as possible.
So yeah, this area is up. It's raised up. In order to get there, you'd have to enter through the tree right in front of you.
All right. I'm like, oh, here, it's this way. Let's go.
So there actually, I forgot to put it on the map, but there is a door there.
Oven will turn into... Yeah, she'll turn into a raven.
Of course she does. The one I can't reach. The one creature of all my creatures that I can't reach from my chair.
I just want to point out that you are dealing with someone who worships the Raven Queen and who has the staff of murder that turns into...
Fair enough, but I would like to point out that for some reason you rely almost exclusively on wolves.
Puppies. Vicious puppies.
And occasionally a cat.
Because
Yes.
there isn't a wolf queen?
Is there a wolf queen?
I don't know.
Maybe she'll be called the Wolf Queen in my setting book, since I can't call her the Raven Queen.
There you go.
Yep. Also likes ravens.
Yes. All right.
Just call her a queen.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to call her. I've been avoiding naming any of the gods while I'm writing it. Anyway, so you are able to get up to this room, and Raylan, I didn't really mention this last time, but in order to sneak around through the trees, you did learn additional hand signs in order to open their various doors. Because the doors of these tree houses are the same as the one inside, where it's almost invisible when closed. But you are able to open this one, get in there, and it is oddly deserted.
All right. Well, let's. Do we see Throck's stuff?
No, like I said, it's in the next tree, but you have to go through this one to
okay.
get to it.
All right. Well, let's keep going.
All right. Are you guys, in fact, sneaking?
I'm trying to sneak. Yeah.
Okay.
I am birding.
You're a
So,
bird.
yes.
Yeah. What about El Thraco?
Is that something that I was supposed to do? Cause
They did say it a minute
They did?
ago. Yeah.
Oh well, then yeah, I'm gonna try to do it.
Okay.
Yes.
Flashback to the inn.
It's not like he can be any less stealthy.
Yeah. Let's see what happens.
He is
Well-
not stealthy.
Well, it's twice as much with my modifier, so 4.
Anytime you can say it's twice as much because of my modifier, you failed.
Yep. I kind of picture Throck looking at all of the things that he could burn by just touching them.
Incidentally, if you were to have said it's half as much because of my modifier, you would also have failed.
Yep.
All right, so you guys start heading towards the bridge.
Just as quiet as I can.
Right. The bridge, which is... Oh, God, I'm bad at this.
Hey, you think that thing will hold me?
As a matter of fact, I do think it will hold you. Flap, flap, flap. However, it will not hold you quietly. You come stomping onto it, and you get something stuck in your throat, like as you're going through that tree, and you're just like, see you, Cody, and you're just like,
Allergies.
and it sounds like a coughing rhinoceros. It's just so loud. And then you step onto these planks, and they just go. So a couple of these dudes, ladies, come up.
Oh, friends.
Wait, that's not where they're supposed to be. All right. This is harder. This is harder than I thought it was, but perhaps not as hard as I make it look. All right. They pop out and see you 2 standing there, along with a bird. And they yell, roll for initiative.
Okay. I didn't roll the orange one.
Was that the good or the bad one?
Well, the orange one was the bad one last time.
Okay.
Okay, Throck.
Oh, 7.
Oven.
20.
Man,
Which is so
Raylan.
sad. 'Cause
I only have a 16.
Only a 16. Why is the 20 sad?
I'm just gonna fly up to a tree branch.
All right. I'm paranoid about this cord hitting the microphone. Yeah, whatever. Well, I guess that's your turn then. What about Raylan?
Wait, that's her turn? She just flies up to a tree?
That's what she said. You
Yeah.
want to do anything else?
Nope.
Okay, it's Raylan's turn.
Man. Alright. I'm just gonna... I guess since I have a clear shot, I'm gonna do lightning bolt on these guys. girls.
Yeah, I guess you can hit them both.
Yeah.
They're less than 5 feet apart.
Do... I'm gonna do at 4th level.
Okay.
Oh wait. Yeah.
All right, go ahead. So it's I have to roll the dex save now, right?
Yes.
1 pass, 1 fail.
Alright, so it's 42 damage.
So 42 damage for one, 21 damage for the other. Fun. So what happens is you raise your hands in the air and you do this spinning thing to call the lightning down from the sky above you. And when you thrust your hands forward, the air crackles and splits with an intensity that none of you have ever experienced before. In fact, Oven, you get dizzy from it, even at a distance. And this lightning bolt comes out with an incredible searing blue-white light. It's like a shade of blue that you've never seen before, and it zaps into these two ladies, and it's like every little spark off of the main bolt, every little like side jab of lightning is like burned into your minds as you look at it. You can smell their clothing and their hair as it burns.
Fries.
Yeah, fries. That's not what I was going to say. Singes is what I was going to say. And yeah, it's like you experience in a sensory manner this entire thing at a much more heightened level than before. It's intense, but they get hurt just like they're supposed to, and they don't like it.
Okay. And that's what I can do. That's all I can do right now.
Yeah.
Ooh, ha, ha.
Yep.
Hopefully that got Throck excited a little bit.
Well, hopefully, because it's Throck's turn.
Whoa, really?
Yeah, they rolled low.
Oh my goodness. Well, so are they like are they on the bridge? Like, is this like a?
Yeah, they're on the bridge.
Bridge.
That's right. They're on it, and your lightning bolt or Raylan's lightning bolt hit them and smashed into the tree and kind of singed the tree a bit, but did not harm the tree. It's too powerful.
Cool, awesome. I'm gonna run straight up to the middle of them, to the middle. Gonna go ahead and go into a little rage, which
That's
wait,
you're fire right now, right?
yeah,
Cool.
yeah. It's just I believe it's just 3 points of fire damage to. Sorry, that's gonna hit you too.
All right.
Boy with the girl's name.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 3 points of fire damage. And with my first action, I'm actually gonna try to push one of them off.
Nice.
Yeah.
Which one? This one or this one?
Yeah, probably that one.
This second one that I touched?
Yeah. Sure.
Okay, so second attack is a shove, I guess.
Or the first attack is First attack is the shove.
Oh, I see. It's going to be...
Oh, that's
What
terrible.
should I use? Acrobatics, clearly. How terrible?
It's like 14 terrible.
Okay, well, that's not so bad when she got an 8.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Dunk. She falls off the bridge. She probably goes like, ah! And then hits the ground and bounces. It's about 10 feet. It's about 10 feet down. So I will give her a d6 of damage.
Cool.
And she gets all 6 of it.
All right. Just like I planned it. Then the second attack, we'll go reckless, great weapon, master.
Okay.
Sure. Yeah, okay. 14 plus 23 to hit.
That's a hit.
Okay. So that's good. 23. Uh-oh. 23. 5. 11, 12, 13. 23 points of bludgeoning damage
Ow.
on that strike.
Okay, she's hurt.
Yep, and then I'll just breathe in her face for a little while.
Oh, she does not like that. It is a poor smelling experience.
Yeah, old reliable is back.
Yeah.
Almost like it could be blight.
Well, what she's going to do is yell, "Wood King, defend us!"
Yeah, Wood King.
Yeah, at which point, Oven, you feel a rustling movement in the tree branch you are sitting on. But we'll come back to that. After she yells that, she's going to go ahead and assault the Erman. What shall she use? She will use her vine staff. Uh, 15.
That's what I would do. 15 just hits.
Okay, you get 12 bludgeoning.
Okay.
And make a dexterity saving throw.
Cool. Uh-oh. 14.
Yeah, you're restrained by vines that spring out of the staff and wrap you to the platform underneath you. She will then hit you again.
Do it.
That's a miss, and again, that's another miss.
Okay.
Meanwhile, this one is going to stand up and what will she do? I I keep wanting them to have cool attack spells, but they really don't. They have a lot of spells, but none of them are just great damage spells, you know. Except Moonbeam, but I don't want a Moonbeam right now. So, Longbow on Raylan. 18 to hit.
That's a hit.
This isn't. And that isn't. So the 18 does 8 piercing damage to you, Mr. Raylan.
Okay.
And then it is Oven's turn again.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna pop out a bird.
Whoops. Up in the tree still?
Yeah. And I suppose if I could get this thing to stop scrolling the way it's scrolling right now. I suppose I'll do Blight on the one that called for the Tree King.
Okay, that's a con save?
Yes.
Hmm. 22.
Wait, is it a...
I don't know, I thought it was. You tell
If you
me.
target a
Yeah.
plant creature, it makes a saving throw with disadvantage. Is it a plant creature?
It is.
Disadvantage.
Oh, wait, no, actually, it's a fae, sorry.
Oh, okay. Well,
It's
she
associated with
passes.
plants, but it's not actually a plant. So she passes that. Does she take half damage or something?
Yeah, so she takes half of 28.
Okay. Well, she doesn't like it, even though it's not as much. Cool. Anything else? You bonus action to unwild shape and action to cast the spell. So you do have a movement if you want to use it.
No, I'm cool. I think I'll just ride the tree for now.
Cool. Well,
Hey, I'm naked after all.
a funny thing about what you said there. You are, in fact, on the Wood King.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it's his turn. The one bad thing about this is if I move the camera, the picture doesn't go with it. Whoa. Anyway. So, Wood King, what's he gonna do? Well, she said, Wood King defend us.
Why are you hitting yourself?
Yeah, he's going for Throck, obviously. Come on, Wood King.
Yeah, you're king.
He's going to in a very kingly fashion slam down on the bridge where Throck is. 16.
Yeah.
And the second one is a lot more than that. So
Okay.
32 damage bludgeoning.
Cool. Oh,
Wait,
I
did we-
remember you.
Raylan, your turn.
Mm.
So I know that parts of the map are a little hard to see right now. It's because the shadows is changing the color of the tablecloth, and that throws off the color key. But you are still on the bridge.
Running out of spell slots here. I'm gonna try because are we still not even close to the room with the stuff?
So you see how the bridge is kind of also a staircase?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the other end of it is inside the room with your stuff. So I mean, Raylan has all his stuff, but it's inside the room with everyone else's stuff. So, like Throck knocked one of the dryads off the side, and she hit the ground outside. If he were to push the other one the opposite way, she'd land inside.
All right. Well, Raylan looks at that the king and says, "Let's see if you can say hi to my father."
Oh gosh.
I'm gonna do banish. Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Charisma saving throw for the giant tree. 17.
Damn. He resisted.
Oh.
Okay. There
Thank
goes
God.
that fifth spell
I am
slot.
on the tree.
That would have been funny.
It's a shame that you unwild shaped because this figure actually has a raven perched on it anyway.
That can be Braun.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. After failing that, I'm right next to one of the late. Oh no, I'm behind Throck right now, right? Yeah.
Yeah, you're behind Throck. I'm trying to move this to a more accurate position. There we go.
All right. I'm gonna just try to take cover before the next strike from that tree.
Are you going to jump back inside the tree you just came out of?
Yeah, just to like take cover
All right.
until Throck deals with that one in front of us.
The danger.
Or pushes through.
I got all this. It's okay.
I tell Throck, like, in case he doesn't know exactly where his hammer is, just in case he wants to run for that, or if he doesn't want to.
Alan, your bed's popping into the image so much. It's driving me crazy. Hey, you got rid of it. All right. So that was Raylan. Throck. Throck.
Mm-hmm.
You are not in danger. You are the danger.
That's right. I'm not worried about that. Not even bothered. Okay, here we go. Well, there's still something in front of me. I'll get to you in a minute.
Literally just got punched by a log.
Yep. Alright.
Set it on fire.
Reckless. Sure, great weapon master. On that one as well. Not really good though. Let's see. 6, 9. Oh no, that's like an 11 to hit.
Nah.
Nah. Well, gonna swing at her again. Cause why not? That one's better though. Yeah, that one's the 19.
That's a hit.
Yeah. Okay. So that one is gonna be some damage. 11 plus 21 plus 26 points of bludgeoning damage. There we go.
She's feeling it.
Yep. And just gonna use my bonus to light her and the Tree King on fire. 3 points more of damage.
Okay.
I think Boy with a Girl's Name moved back far enough.
It's 10 feet.
Yeah.
Then he did. And the other dryad is 10 feet down, so she is not getting burned either.
Yeah, so she's good. Yep. Alright.
By the way, I'm using dryad for ease of communication, but you guys don't know that word. Your characters don't know that word. Alright, that is Throck.
Yep.
And now your new best friend here is a little upset with you. So she's going to go ahead and vine staff you. You're already restrained, so you're not in danger from that. That first one misses. Second one misses. Third one is 16?
Yeah, that one hits.
Okay, that's 12 bludgeoning.
Okie dokie.
I know you probably don't care yet, but it will be a strength or acrobatics check to break out.
Oh, I know.
Athletics or acrobatics. And then, so the one down below, she's going to cast... Yeah, she's got a moonbeam. She's got to.
Going to moonbeam her friend?
No. She's going to moonbeam her enemy,
Well,
which is you. She can't moonbeam Raylan because he's inside. And she can't moonbeam Oven because she hit the Wood King. So unfortunately, you are elected once again.
you know, that's just the way it is.
So something happens while she is casting the moonbeam. First of all, give me your con. No, your con save is going to come on your turn. We decided that. But something happens while she's casting it. You guys have been here for a few hours, and it actually is nightfall now. It has been getting darker. In a way, it's not really what you guys would call darkness. It's a darkness that's still bright. Like the plants and the objects and everything are still very saturated, very colorful. But what changes right now as she casts this spell is the moon actually does come up. And this beam shoots where the moon comes just over the top of the trees. It's probably actually been in the sky for a while, but you guys are in the trees, so it was blocked. The moon comes up over the trees and shoots down. And as you all look up at this moonbeam that seems to be coming from the actual moon, you see something that none of the three of you have ever seen before. Lights in the night sky. Thousands and thousands of lights. All in the world of Archonia. When you look up at night, you see only the moon if the moon is up. And the rest of the sky is nothing but black. But here, there are these pinpricks of tiny little suns all over the sky. It's the most beautiful thing you've ever seen.
Wow.
Unfortunately, you're in a fight right now. So, she has moonbeamed Throck. Her friend has hit Throck. And now it's Oven's turn. You're still in the Wood King's hair, or whatever, on his shoulder.
I am. Yeah, screw it. I'll blight him too.
Oh, poor guy. All right. Disadvantage, con save. That's a 19 and a 1.
Ooh.
So he fails it.
Okay.
Because he is a plant. What's the damage there,
So he
mistress?
takes the full.
Yeah.
35.
35 it is. He got hurt. You guys almost have him down to the double digits.
No problem.
It's his turn now. And he's going to just go... And he's going to try and slam Oven. Eight and 14. Wait. Sorry. That's actually 13 and 19. I read the wrong number on the modifier.
The 19 hits,
Okay.
even if I did have time to get dressed.
So
Do we
it's...
take a long rest, just out of curiosity?
No, you were not there that long. 16 bludgeoning.
So I am definitely going to be down then, because I only
Oh,
had the
yeah.
1 point.
Okay. Well, in the
We would have only had one.
in the process of slamming you, he knocks you down. You will not take additional damage, but you are now on the bridge. Because he kind of just went... And that was the manner of his slam.
Oh yeah, because if we didn't take a rest, then Throck's already down, because he only had 1 too.
Yeah, like this
Well, he had
fight seems
12.
pointless.
You could have had a short rest.
I mean, I could do that. Yeah. So if we're gonna do that, I can see if Thruck is down or not.
Yeah, you guys were not in there for 8 hours.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's see if Thruck is down yet.
So did we all take a short rest then?
You didn't, because
Okay.
you were busy running around trying to get stuff.
I've been on the move.
Yeah, those two were resting in the cell.
Okay.
I'm confused as to how this works.
What, a short rest?
Well, the hit die on a short rest.
It's a little confusing on the sheet. You're supposed to roll it manually, I think, and then just check off the ones you've used.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know you guys had assumed there was a long rest. I hope we're not
Sorry about
retconning
that.
anything. I'm assuming Oven's still going to be down regardless, right? We're not sure.
We're not sure, because I don't know how much he hit me for.
It was 16.
How many hit die am I supposed to be rolling?
You can choose however many you want up to 10, because you have 10
Okay.
levels.
And I am going to do all 10, and I am not down.
Okay. Then I guess you're still on the bridge, a little dazed. Throck may be down.
Now Throck's still going. He's still going.
All right.
He's looking worse than he did, but he's still going.
Throck just melts a little bit in front of you. Okay, so while you two are both up, and while you're figuring out exact numbers, it is Raylan's turn.
I know. I think I want to just try to support the others. So I'm going to. I think for this round I'm just gonna use some spell slots and get back a third level, which is third level is 5. Okay, well, get back 5. I mean, get back a third level.
Okay.
And I'm gonna cast haste on Throck and Ovid.
Okay, great. So that increases AC, speed, number of actions per round.
Yep. Yep. Speed is doubled. Gain +2 AC, and advantage on Dex saving throws. Gains additional action.
Yep. All right. Well done.
And I'm gonna keep hunkering down inside that tree.
Gotcha. Throck, it is your turn. You're going to have to make a con save for the moonbeam.
Woo! 21.
Okay. You passed it.
That's good.
So you are only going to take 4 radiant damage.
Okie dokie.
Would have been 8.
All right. Cool. Reckless, great weapon master. On the one in front of me.
Okay.
Oh yeah. 20.
Okay.
20 to hit. So that is 8, 6, 14, 15, 16, 26 points of bludgeoning damage on the first strike.
Okay. Man, you don't even have the good maul.
No.
Okay.
Smash. All right. Still looking good.
Yeah, she's up.
All right.
I mean, I wouldn't say looking good, but
same-
she's not
same-
dead.
Yeah, same thing. I got even better on the die, so let's just go ahead and do this. 10, 16, 18, 28 points of bludgeoning damage on that one.
Yeah, you have put her down. So, do you in fact kill her or knock her unconscious?
I have not been told to do anything else.
Yeah.
So she breaks and is dead.
Yeah. Yep. All right. And then
The Wood King and the other Dryad both scream in horror as their comrade dies. When the Wood King screams, it's pretty terrifying. It's like, oh, only like a lot deeper than that, and it rustles like all the tree trunks.
yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, it's your turn.
Yep.
So this is the bonus action that I get. Reckless, great weapon master. Not super great. Let's do 14 to hit.
Yeah, let me see. I'm trying to decide if you can reach the guy. I guess you can, because he's kind of reaching over. He threw Oven down. What's going
I mean,
on?
it's up to you. So
Something's wrong with my web page here. Or perhaps with the mouse itself. Okay, we're back. All right. What was the attack?
is that 14? 14?
Yeah, it's a miss. It's a miss. It
It's a
bounces harmlessly off his thick bark.
Cool. Hasted action. Let's do it again. That's much better. So that's a 20 to hit.
That's a hit.
All right, great. Fantastic. Let's do 5, 11, 13, 23 points of bludgeoning damage on that one.
Okay. 23. It makes a dent.
Cool. I think that's it for right now.
Yeah, so you have now fired him, blighted him, and smashed him with a hammer, and he is unhappy with you.
Yeah, I'm not real happy with him either. So
All
we're
right.
on equal ground.
So the next Dryad has a turn. She still has you in a moonbeam. Which rules out most of her other spells. What level spell is haste? It's a third, right? Or is it fourth?
But level spell?
Yeah.
It is a third level.
Okay. Well, this Dryad's casting Dispel Magic, which is going to
Counterspell.
cancel her own Moonbeam. Okay, Counterspell. You have stopped her Dispel Magic, and she stopped her own Moonbeam in the attempt to cast Dispel Magic. So, yeah.
Yeah,
Is
that was it.
Is Dispel a concentrate?
No, but she would have inherently chosen to stop concentrating on a spell if she was dispelling magic in that area.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah,
right,
so like mechanically she
understand.
could still have it up, but it doesn't make sense. Like she would have
understand.
not continued concentrating.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had to use a fifth level spell slot to counter that.
Well,
Well, you did it, and she was trying to cancel your haste, but there you go. Now everyone's still hasted, and it's Oven's turn.
Alright. I am going to... Yeah, screw it. I'm going to go ahead and polymorph
Okay.
Rock
oh,
into a T-Rex.
here we go. on the bridge.
Yep.
The bridge is no longer there.
Drop, you'll be fine.
There's no bridge.
There's no
Oh
bridge.
shit!
There is no longer a
Whoa.
bridge. Let's get this action on camera.
Oh, this is good. This is what you come here for, folks.
Yeah, it is. I'm going to reposition the map to match the camera movement there. All right. Yeah. Good enough. Okay.
No
There
idea
you
why
go.
I did.
Scratching post.
Okay, so what's next, Oven? You're still hasted as well.
Oh, that's right. But I can't cast... Can I cast 2 spells if I'm hasted?
What are the available actions for the haste action? I don't think casting a spell is one of them.
No,
No.
it's
Weapon.
it's
Wait.
attack, one weapon, attack only, dash, disengage, hide, use, object action.
Yeah, use an object. So you could attack with a weapon, or you could run and hide. You still have your regular movement, and you could also use your haste action to dash. You also still have your bonus action, which you haven't used anyway.
Right, but my bonus action I can't use because it's also a spell.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, that's right. Because the polymorph would have to be a cantrip in order for that to work. So you can, in fact, do an attack if it pleases you, or you can run and hide. Hey, Joker.
Or...
But you can run really fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure, why not? I'll head into the building with Raylan.
You could head into the building you were heading towards,
Let me do that then.
because you
Run
just have to
across.
run under the dinosaur.
Yeah.
Bonk. Okay, that little circle thing inside there is a table, and upon it, Arthrock's gear and your gear.
Excellent. Well, I know I can't pick up Throck's gear, but I am definitely getting Ghost.
All right, I am going to say that summoning Ghost is, in fact, a use an object action. So, there he is.
Yay!
He comes pouring out of the vial, and Ghost has never looked better, honestly. It is the brightest red blood dog you've ever seen. He's sparkling, in fact.
I am going to go ahead and give him a bloody hug, I guess.
He gets
Little
all
puppy.
it gets all over you, but doesn't stay there.
Yeah, that's fine. Can I put my clothes on too?
You can put on your clothes. I'll say you can do that with your haste action, but it still takes time to get in your armor. I think like 10 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Well, I guess better than nothing. So, sure, I'll take 10 minutes to get into my clothes. Why not? Better than being naked. Because you're hasted, I would let you get into your clothes, this turn, but just not the armor. Okay, yeah, so your armor is leather. That's medium armor. Yours only takes 5 minutes to put on. Heavy armor takes 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So that's it for you. Tree Guy has a handy dinosaur to kill. Everyone, the Dryad down here, which is blocked from the camera by Dino Throck, is very confused that the T-Rex has no feathers. And you are about to get smashed.
Yeah, probably.
Hold on, I should probably find out what his modifier is. It's that. 22 and 19 to hit.
Yeah, they both just...
Well, they each do 16.
Okay.
And that will be his whole turn, and now it is Raylan's turn. He's just at the dinosaur.
So I'm like cut off from Oven, right?
I mean, only by Throck. Well, the bridge is down, but you could jump the gap. She did.
Maybe I'm okay where I'm at right now. I don't want to risk jumping the gap right now. Yeah, I'm gonna sit tight and just maintain my concentration on the haste.
Okay.
Maybe I can't really ready any actions because I'm really low on spell slots. Well,
you have your Pearl of Power. Have you?
Yeah,
you haven't used that today. I mean, if you're not going to do anything this turn anyway, you may as well spend your action using that.
It gets back a what number spell slot again?
I don't remember off the top of my head.
I feel like it's a 3.
A 3. You know what?
Up to 3, probably.
You know what? Instead, I'm just gonna cast Mirror Image, just in case.
Okay.
Somebody like jumps behind me.
I've got your markers here. I'll just keep them off camera for myself. So extra Raylins appear. Is that a concentration spell? Mirror Image?
I don't think so. Let me make sure. Might be. No, it just says 1 action, duration 1 minute.
Yeah, you're right. Okay. So, Throck, you're up. Dinosaur.
Yeah, you know what's gonna happen.
I believe you're going to attack a tree.
Yep. T-Rex attacks a tree. Oh, it does not attack very well, but 15.
It's
So-
not a hit.
I don't think that hits. All right. Using the tail, gonna accidentally try to whack the little one down there.
Okay.
The dryad. So that's a 24 to hit.
That's a hit.
Oh yeah, I thought it probably would. 6, 7, 13, 15. 22 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay. She is hurt.
All right, and then hasted action on a T-Rex bite again. But it's only a 17 to hit.
That still hits.
Okay, well that's good. So,
So with a sound of crunching wood, you chomp into the bark and break off a piece of the tree man.
yeah,
Wood King.
26 points of eating damage.
You have splinters in your mouth.
26 points of teeth sharpening.
Yeah, of fiber consumed. All right, I think that's it for. Yeah.
Joker. What's that?
Curiosity. The restrained.
Yeah, the restrained was canceled by the polymorph.
Okay.
I mean, yeah. This just.
I mean, just okay. That's all.
Yeah, maybe
Right.
not. No, it was.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, Joker's saying I should try and kill Alan. Man, I got an episode list for you. The number of times this guy's been dying. It starts with episode 2 when I one-shotted him in his sleep. Problem is, none of his companions are ever unconscious at the same time. All right. So, Dryad is... She is actually turning and running. She's going to get to about here, and she's calling for help.
Wait, is she though?
Oh.
Why wouldn't
Let's-
she? Oh,
Whack her as she runs away.
she actually wasn't within 5, but she was in range, wasn't she?
She was in. Oh,
Is the tail a reach weapon? What is the reach on the attack?
I mean, the bridge fell. It is a reach of 10 feet.
Okay, she was in range then.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. She's
Do your thing.
We'll see. It might. Oh yeah, no. 27 to hit.
It's a hit.
I'm gonna say it's the tail. Like I think you.
Yeah,
you know,
it's got to be the tail.
I don't understand how it would be anything else, right? 10, 16, 23 points of bludgeoning damage. There you go.
Yeah, so you hit her good, but she still runs away and she's yelling, raising the alarm.
Yeah. All right.
It is at this point a little weird that no one has come. You've only got these 2 dryads and the Wood King. And you're in the village. So you're not sure what's going on here. Seems like someone should come to help them. But as she runs, she will also shoot you. Now that Oven and Raylan are both inside. One is a crit.
Okay.
It is... $17 damage for that one, and then the other is probably a miss. 15. Does 15 hit you? It does.
No, it hits.
It does now because no armor. So that's an 8.
Okay. All right.
Wait, 15?
15 hits
Is
because...
a T-Rex?
Oh yeah, T-Rex has 13 armor class.
Yeah, what animal...
T-Rex has 17 armor class.
Are you looking at the one... At the right one there, Oven? Remember we discovered...
Homebrews again?
Yeah.
I don't think it's a homebrew.
Well, let us
I'm looking at
examine...
the roll 21. I don't know.
Let us examine the actual printed rules for a T-Rex.
Yeah, that'd be yeah.
Yeah.
Where are the dinosaurs in this book? Here we go. T-Rex has 13 armor class.
Yeah, all right.
What is with...
Oh, it is 15 with the haste though. But still, 15 hits.
Yeah, 15 hits.
Yep. Okay, cool.
Okay, Joe.
I agree, Oven. I agree, Carolyn. It should be higher for a T-Rex.
Well, it's
Hey,
not
really?
because it's just skin. Like, animals don't wear armor, unless they've got a shell of some
Yeah.
sort.
And he's really easy to hit. Like,
Yeah, it's not like he's going to dodge.
Yeah.
Instead of high armor class, they have high hit points.
Yeah.
Okay,
Cool.
so that's it for the Dryad, and it is Oven's turn again.
Oven is going to... send Ghost out to the Tree King, and also kind of as she's hopping into her armor, peek her head out and bring up her spells because she was looking at the at the T-Rex. And we will not enlarge the T-Rex because that is a concentration spell.
Oh my gosh. Raylan, you've got to get enlarge
So we will
reduce.
not.
Yeah,
I got what?
you need to get enlarge reduce so you can enlarge the T-Rex while she concentrates on the polymorph.
Just so fun.
This is the biggest T-Rex I have. No, it isn't.
Nice. I very much doubt a tidal wave will do anything other than water it.
Help it grow.
I mean, there's no such thing as water damage. It's bludgeoning damage. It's not immune to that.
Yeah, I guess we'll do tidal wave.
Smash. That's it. There you go. I used my thing. All right. So what is it? A dex save?
Yes.
22.
Well, in that case.
Oh
it's
wait,
gonna
I'm
take
sorry.
half of
I'm
20.
reading the wrong stat block. It's not 22. It's 17.
Yes. Well, in that case, it's gonna take half of 26.
Okay. Oh, it says in its mind probably. And then it has to try and stay up, right? No, because
No,
it's
it's not
saved.
successful. It doesn't.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, the water smashes into it, and it actually
Water
doesn't look
water
like anything
burst.
happened, but it does take damage. By the way, Oven, the casting of the tidal wave spell is actually super easy for you. Like the amount of mental energy that you normally have to commit to casting a spell of this sort, it's just diminished. Almost like you could have done this. I mean, you are doing this while getting dressed and concentrating on another spell, and it was still really easy. The water, when it appears, comes gushing out of all the plant life in the area, shoots up into the air, and then slams down on this tree king. And you feel this this sense of exhilaration that is so extreme that you become lightheaded and your vision starts to go tunnely for a second. As the power of nature nearly overwhelms you.
Excellent.
Yeah. Because you're in a weird place right now in that you're in a world that is the opposite of your home, but is also overflowing with the magic from which you draw your power. So you're kind of lightheaded a lot. Raylan, your turn.
Wait.
Oh, wait, no, it isn't. You have Ghost, and we have
turn.
Ghost and the Wood King. Then it'll be Raylan's turn. So what's Ghost gonna do?
Ghost is also going to bite at the Wood King
Okay,
twice.
he's gonna have to kind of jump off the broken bridge, and he can get there though.
I imagine he just kind of like flows off the broken bridge.
Yeah, that is exactly what happened, and everyone is really confused by it. The Dryad over there, the Wood King as well, a random squirrel. They're all like, "What the hell is that?"
Excellent.
He's like water, blood.
Okay, what's the attack?
So 18 to hit.
Hit.
Okay. So 7 piercing.
Cool. He's still a tree.
And then the next one is 20 to hit. Non-nat, sadly.
That is a hit.
And that's going to be 8 piercing.
Cool. Still a tree. All right. Now it's his turn. And
the knockdown effect that the other wolves do.
no, he doesn't.
Bad.
But the wood,
I know, right?
the Wood King is gonna punch a dinosaur with his first attack. Oh,
Do it.
wrong dice. That's 21 to hit.
Oh yeah.
Take 16 damage, please. Then the second attack's going into the Blood Dog, and that's a crit.
All right.
So it's. Oh boy. It's a really good crit roll. 35 damage to Ghost.
Ghost is still up.
Yeah. So the Wood King just kind of stomps on him and he just goes and forms back up.
They're confusing the Wood King.
Yes. Joker, our rules for crit are we max the damage dice and then roll the dice again. Standard 5e rules would have you just roll the dice twice. But we played for a few years, and I think every single crit, when someone did that, they ended up rolling super low damage. So we changed it so that the first roll is maxed, and then you do the second roll normal. So it's going to be high damage every time. Raylan, you're up. There's nothing worse than getting a crit and then rolling crap damage for it.
Alright, I guess I'll just try to do something that's not concentration.
There's always Chaos Bolt. Or Lightning Bolt.
I can't do Lightning Bolt on my... I mean, I could use up spell slots, but I want to save them. I'm just gonna cast Chaos Bolt. It's not gonna be that strong.
Okay. At the tree or at the Dryad? Dryad's like almost off screen over here.
Tree.
Okay.
Just nick the tree a little bit.
Good night, Canuck.
19 to hit.
That's a hit.
And it's 3. Yeah, fire damage.
Okay.
It's gonna be 16 fire damage.
No, it isn't.
No.
It's going to be 32 fire damage because he is vulnerable to fire.
Yes.
And
Man.
the Wood King burns to death in front of you.
Oh.
Raylan comes out going, all I got is this Chaos Bolt, and then, and the thing hits him and he just bursts into flames. And the Dryad screams in agony as she watches the Wood King burn, and then she runs screaming. And still, no one has come to help.
Raylan kind of looks at his hand and he's like, "Oh, okay." All right.
So it is at this point that you guys are able to look around in the quiet and realize that you are not only in a Dryad village, you are in a deserted Dryad village. These two and the guard inside were the only ones here. There were lots when you came through before and when Raylan was exploring by himself, but they've all left before you came out of the prison.
Well, Raylan does acknowledge this, but he does say, "Let's try to take this with our advantage, I guess, and get our." He kind of gestures to Throck to get his hammer.
Throck doesn't fit inside the tree anymore.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and drop my my concentration then.
Okay, Throck, when you enter the tree, you are overjoyed, almost brought to tears by the sight of the bags.
Oh.
I think it's the first time I've seen him like with tears in his eyes.
Man, it's the Feywild. It does things to your emotions.
What is happening?
All right, so you guys are able to quickly snatch up everything that they took from you and bolt, and we will resume this tale after our break. We're going to take a 10-minute break. We'll come back at about 10:31-ish.
Yay!
Chat's real active tonight. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Oh, Bond's here. Bond shows up right when we're going to break. Bond, we love you, buddy. Hang out for 10 minutes. We'll be right back. We've been playing an hour and a half, and we want to go have a break.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see you guys in a little bit. Where's this?
Right.
There we go. welcome back. It's us, and it's you, all over again. Yeah, so, cool beans. We have escaped the Dryad village with our lives, but not before killing a Dryad and a Wood King and severely injuring another Dryad.
Oops.
Yeah, you guys managed to get out into the woods a ways. And when you are, far enough away from the village that you feel safe, you can stop and, get your gear back on and everything.
You're muted, Ovid.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Can we drag the Dryad body of the one Dryad that we killed?
Yeah. Oh, God, yeah.
Yep. I carry the bags.
Yep. And the Dryad. You carry the bags and the dead guard.
Yeah, the Wood King just became a burned tree, so you can't really carry him.
Oh, yeah, that's probably true.
Even where he's still mobile, he's way too big, even for Throck. Perhaps not for Dino Throck, but that's a different thing. Okay, so you guys make it away from the village. What would you like to do next?
I would like to make a hut.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say I need to rest because I am like, I didn't get to rest the entire time.
So you guys, now that you have stopped the fighting, you look up while Oven is spending her 10 minutes constructing her hut. And you are entranced by the night sky that I mentioned before. It's not black. It's like a deep, deep blue with hints of purple and red in it. And the stars are bright, and you can swear that they're moving. Throck, you don't know what they are. Raylan, you have heard of stars, but only in, like, poetry. You didn't think that they were, like, a real thing or ever had been. But, like, you realize now that this is what was being described. These lights in the sky are stars.
Wow.
It's something people mentioned in writings that were very, very old that you read, like, in school. In your classes.
Yeah, Raylan just tries to take it in, and maybe he'll write it. He'll write down how it looks and how it feels to him.
All right.
In one of the books that he's been carrying around. I think I have like 4 or 5 books now.
Oven, the sky is terrifying to you. It is. When you left the Shadowfell for Archonia, there was a little bit of agoraphobia. Just a hint of it, not enough to bother you, but just the lack of the crippling oppressiveness made it a little bit weird. Coming to the Feywild, it's like triple that. And the fact that the sky isn't just a black lid anymore, it actually seems to open up to something above, makes you feel very, very small. So I would imagine that you are uncomfortable looking up.
Correct. So I will be concentrating on the blood and guts.
Actually, what you're concentrating on is like
Roots and vines.
Yeah, it's kind of like, it's weird. It's like, it's not exactly leaves, and it's not exactly vines, but it's like a magical thing that's kind of like that. When you spread it out, when you finally complete the ritual, what appears, your usual hut of blood and gore, does not appear. What you actually end up with is this sparkling green, like rain, coming down from the middle.
Ooh, pretty.
Yeah.
Still weird, but pretty.
So, Throck's putting on the wind chimes, you know. Priorities.
Yeah. Got to get that
Hanging on the
noise.
door.
Yeah. Yeah, and the loud.
Raylan kind of like as we're like doing our things, Raylan brings up what he saw again to Throck and Oven, and just says, well, I didn't think I would be seeing my father today, and also some weird cube talking about Paylor. It seems like they want one of them wants Zelios, and I think the cube wants me. So I'm not sure what to do.
Oh,
What do you guys think?
you're in high demand.
Yeah.
I think you do what you want.
What I want? I don't really know what I want. I mean, man, it's funny how Daro disappears. I would like to hear what he had to say about this. But
I'm sure he will find us.
But I'm not sure. I mean, I felt warm with the cube, and Father. Oh, yeah. I'm just not sure, guys, because I feel like either path is extreme. Like, I feel like the cube path, they're both extreme paths. I don't really know what to do. Like, what would you do in my shoes, Throck?
Well, you know, did either of them mention bacon?
No. It was more about power and great destiny and stuff like that.
So which one will make you strong?
Yes, I think they'll both make me strong, but in different ways. One is like evil, well, and one is like, I don't really know. It seems good, but I'm not sure.
So would you want to carry your own bag then?
No, I still want you to carry my bag.
Oh, that's good, because I wasn't going to let you. I don't know, man. Where is Dar anyway?
He got taken by those plant chicks.
We could I think if
Track him down.
I think if and Granda and Dar sat and thought about it for a while, they could tell you what to do.
Yeah, yeah. I would like to hear what they have to say. I mean, I feel like up until this moment in my life, I have always kind of like just went with the flow of things. But now I'm like actually scared for once. And he kind of says that in like a nervous tone, you know, like almost like a shaking kind of tone. Mm-hmm. But let's see.
Well, you know that we will protect the boy, right?
Yeah, but how far though? Are you gonna protect me if Zelios goes with my father, or if it's just Zelios and he and I just disappear into his mind, or because my father doesn't look like a nice guy.
What?
It's hard. It's hard.
Yeah.
Throck, how are things with your dad? I don't think we've ever talked about that.
Reminder: Ermin are not aware of the concept of fathers.
Yeah. I don't know.
Well,
I don't know.
I guess we're both in the same boat then.
Yeah, perhaps. I don't think this is a boat. But
so should we go search for Dar, or should we go back to Throck's castle?
You can't go back. You can't go back to Throck's castle.
What happened to Throck's castle again? Oh, the army, right?
Well, the army's there. The medallion. Oh, Darrow doesn't have the medallion, actually. They would have taken that from him. So you guys do have it. But
it only takes one person, right?
Yeah. Yeah, but it's not going to work from here. I'll give you... I mean, if you guys were to try and use it, just to save time, I'll tell you, it doesn't work. You're in a different place.
Well, we gotta find Darrow. Even though I'm pretty sure he could escape on his own, maybe. Those plant tree chicks were pretty strong. And why were there only like a couple of them? Because when I was going around earlier, there was so many. There's a lot more. They were probably scared of you, Throck. That's why.
Are you guys gonna go to sleep or?
Yeah. I've just kind of been like.
Sorry, Raylan's hyped up after
kind of
finally
rapping back and
after
forth.
finally seeing his dad and Paylor and all that stuff. He kind of has trouble sleeping, but he eventually falls asleep.
Well, while you guys are actually talking about Darrow and finding Darrow and what happened to Darrow, Ghost starts growling.
I was just gonna put him to bed too.
Well, he's as in bed as he gets.
Well, I mean, but in bed is in the decanter.
Well, you hadn't done that yet, but he's just going. And when you look at him, you see that his head is moving slightly, and he's staring out the side of the bubble.
I am going to look where he is looking.
You don't see anything. Roll a perception check to see if you can spot it while looking closer.
Vocal fry, yeah. Let's see, perception. Wait, let me actually actually put my clothes back on. Here we go.
What's your perception roll?
19.
Okay. Hold on.
Double checking the math.
Oh, actually, yeah, you do see him. What you see is a small creature, about as high as Throck's knee, trying to sneak through the bushes outside of your hut. It has a large nose and very odd clothing with bits of metal all over it. Its head is a little bit too big for its body. Just a little. It doesn't realize yet that you have seen it because it's busy watching Ghost. The blood dog.
Well, he's your dog, Oven.
He is indeed my dog.
What's up?
I'm gonna slowly point towards the bushes. Maybe kind of like nod with my head.
Throck, insight check. Raylan, you look immediately.
Is this a thing we're doing now? It's like this with a 4.
Okay, Throck, you don't know why she's doing that. Raylan, you see the creature. It's a person. It's like person-shaped. But when it sees you, Oven gesturing towards it now, and it sees you see it, and it sees Throck trying to figure out what's going on, and it goes, ah! And it tries to run. It starts bolting.
Man, can you grab things with Mage Hand?
Nope. You can't grab creatures, no. Mage Hand can carry up to 10 pounds, but it can't restrain someone.
Can't trip
You
him?
know what?
No.
I'm gonna use Thorn
Damn,
Whip.
You're going to use Thorn Whip?
Wait. I was going to use Lightning Lure.
We are the worst.
Okay. Let's say those both go off. Let's say those both go off at the same time.
Okay. And they intertwine together.
No. Carolyn called it first, so is that an attack roll for Thorn Whip?
Yeah.
Go ahead and do that.
Okay.
Lightning Whip.
That's a 21 to hit.
You got him?
Cool. So he's gonna come 10 feet closer to me.
And does he
And
take damage?
He's also going to. He does.
Probably not
He's
that.
gonna take the full 6.
6 damage, okay.
That's fine.
And the lightning lure. Is that an attack roll?
Well, if I see him get restrained already, I kind of stop myself.
Well, he's not restrained, he's just been pulled. The whip goes away after that.
Yeah.
Goes away?
Yeah, it's an instantaneous thing. It's like,
Does mine go away too?
yeah, lightning lure. I don't know. I don't know, but I think so.
Let me see.
You just grab him and pull him closer. It's like Scorpion. Get over here.
I guess Raylan just yells at the creature and says, "Stop where you are."
Throck, you have now seen him because he yelled, and then Oven whipped him. You've now seen this creature.
Is that what are we?
You have an opportunity to do something here.
Grab him.
He's out. He's still outside.
Don't kill him. Just grab him.
Wait, but you break the neck, right?
No.
Break the
No. Just
Don't break.
grab.
Don't kill him.
grab the neck. Okay, grab the neck. Yep.
No, grab the body.
Nope. Grab. Yep. I heard that.
Oh, God.
Not the neck.
Running after then.
Oh my God.
We're the worst.
Well, he's prone. I mean, he's down. The whip.
Oh well then.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll just go and get him.
Given your Urman speed, I think it's very easy for you to get there and grab this guy.
Yeah.
So what you notice about this guy, Throck, if you try to bring him back to your friends, you will find that you can't get him through the wall of the hut. But if you two will come out, you will. You can see this guy a little more clearly.
So how that happens is because he's little, right? He's pretty tiny.
Yeah.
So Throck is just like carrying him like this, and he like bumps into the. And then Throck turns and like backs in, but then his hand is stuck. This little guy's really making me mad.
And he's just yelling, "Ah, let me go! Let me go!"
Not in the plan.
So if you guys come out and look a little more closely, what you see is this creature wearing armor of a sort. It's like studded leather, except the studs are these weird square panels made from that same bronzy type metal that the Dryads were using for everything. He has blonde hair, and like I said, he has a large nose, and his eyes are just very sharp. And he's darting them around, taking in everything.
I'm gonna poke him between the eyes and ask him what he is.
What exactly do you say?
What are you?
What are you?
I'm a Shatterkai. What are you?
I'm not telling.
Throck moves him closer to his face.
I'm a gnome! I'm a forest gnome!
Forest gnome.
Friends, not food, Throck.
What did he smell like?
Not food yet.
He smelled like he's made of meat.
Okay. All right.
It's like, what were you doing sneaking around?
You're in.
So, what's a forest gnome?
I am.
No, miss.
I was sneaking around because there's 3 big monsters in the woods.
It's not a monster.
Where?
Rude.
You're literally wearing a skull on your head.
She just has bad fashion taste.
Hey. Rude.
He points at you, Raylan, and says, "And what are you?"
I'm Raylan. What's your name?
Hold on, I forgot what his name is. My name is Wilbur.
Wilbur.
Yeah, Wilbur the gnome. Now let me go.
I mean, not until you tell us what you were looking for.
I was patrolling the border.
What border?
None of your business.
Avin goes and walks over to the bushes and steps 1 foot over where he was.
He rolls his eyes at you. Like, big eye roll.
So not this border.
What are you gonna do with me? Are you with the pirates?
No.
What are these pirates that everybody keeps talking about?
You look like pirates, especially this big one.
No, he's a ermine.
He's a king.
You look like a small pirate. He's your king?
No, he's
Now
a king.
my king.
A king. But not my king.
Are all the kings where you come from dumb as bricks and twice as ugly?
I mean, kinda.
Yeah. No offense, Brock. But yeah.
What? No, I mean, what? Wait, were you talking about me?
No!
How many?
Oh.
Is there more creatures like you nearby?
Yeah, thousands! They got you surrounded, now let me go!
Well,
Pressing
if
X to
they
go.
had us surrounded, maybe they would have come and rescued you by now.
They're taking your measure!
Raven kind of
What?
looks around, and
Alvin kind of does this, like, I don't need new clothes, though.
have I heard?
You're
any
all
stories
stupid!
about-
Let me go!
Have I heard any stories about gnomes in the past?
No, none of you have heard of gnomes.
Yeah. I don't know if I believe this guy. Inside check.
Okay, roll it.
Actually, 15. It's really good.
Yeah, there's no other gnomes anywhere nearby. You're pretty sure.
Yeah, I didn't smell any others.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like you're the only one here. Wow, wobbly,
Wilbur!
whatever.
What's your name?
I already told you, it's Raylan.
Well, I wasn't paying attention.
Sounds like a you problem.
Now the only problem I've got is some ugly king of the monkeys holding me up. Let me go!
I mean, he hasn't really done anything. Maybe we could let him go.
This
Maybe-
one whipped me.
He was just kind of staring at us, right?
Well, he was sneaking around, and I don't really like things sneaking around. And Ghost clearly doesn't like him.
That's
And if
not
the
a
puppy doesn't
ghost.
like him.
That's a magical construct.
That's his name.
Why are you naming him? He's a thing. I don't know why I'm saying he. It's just a force construct designed to look like a dog.
Man, you seem to know a
Alan
lot about
kinda looks down
constructs.
You seem to know a lot about Ghost.
Yeah,
How do you
Wilbur
feel
is
about dinner?
squinting at Ghost, and he's like muttering to himself as he does so, and you hear him going like, "Well, no, it couldn't be a force construct because it has this blood matter to it. It must have been created by some sort of necromancy. No, that doesn't make any sense. Perhaps it's some sort of ancient elemental." He's just muttering like he's trying to figure out exactly what it is.
Hey, so what are we doing with this thing?
Oh, you're letting me go. You're letting me go. And then
Oh,
you're getting the hell out of the woods and never coming back.
I
why?
mean, we were trying. We can't leave yet because we're trying to find our friend of ours. He got taken by those wood chicks.
Wood chicks?
Yeah, the Raylan describes them to him. They're like Drake. No,
You mean
he
the
doesn't know that.
You mean the Dryads?
I guess yeah. If that's what you call them.
In what sense are they chicks?
Chicks is what I call the other gender, like females.
Oh, well, the Dryads aren't really females. They kind of don't exactly have a gender. They just resemble females.
Well, I like to call them how I see them.
Seems rude.
I mean, we already killed like a couple of them, and the Wood King, that Wood King thing.
You killed the Wood King? Let me go!
No. You're probably gonna tell your friends about us now.
Yeah, I am!
No, you're gonna stay with us now.
Why would I stay with you?
Because you are.
Well, I mean, Ghost could probably use dinner.
We should have Bon on next time to play the Gnome King.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's funny. Now, we're at least gonna keep you around until we get out of here safely. So you can either help us, or you could be food for this construct you keep talking about.
Hold on. Yeti says my mic is clipping again. And turn it down. Just a moment. I'm checking something. Ah, crap. That'll do it. I bet my sound's been terrible all night.
It's fine.
Okay, hopefully that's better. So what was the last thing you said there, Raylan?
I said that Raylan was basically threatening him, like trying to intimidate him. He was like saying, "You're gonna stay with us and help us get out of this forest, or you can be food for this construct that you've been talking about so much."
He doesn't eat.
I'll make him eat you.
You won't make him do anything.
She'll make
That's
him.
right. He's clearly bound to this one. Actually, it looks
Well,
like he's bound to whoever's using that decanter.
He was a gift, really.
Oh, that's interesting. I've got a gift for you too. And you at this point you notice that he has jerked his hand out of his pocket, and he's holding a small brass ball, and he presses a button on it, and there's a huge flash of light and smoke. Everyone roll a Constitution saving throw.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh. No. 8.
15.
Okay.
I got 13.
Do I have to roll one for Ghost too?
No. What this is essentially is a flash bomb. So Raylan or Oven, with your roll, you're only going to be blinded for like a couple seconds. Raylan, you're not going to be able to see for a little longer than that. Throck, you drop him.
Whoa. What?
You were so
What was that?
surprised. You were so surprised and so blinded by the flash of light that you instinctively dropped him to wield your hammer. Oven, you get your sight back just in time to catch a glimpse of him scrambling away into the trees.
Wilma.
Wilma.
It was I think it was Wilbert.
Yeah.
Whatever.
It was neither of those. It was clearly Wally.
Wally.
Eva.
So he just disappeared.
I mean, Oven saw which way he went.
After him, and Raylan. But where did he go, Alvin?
I think there's no way we're gonna catch him, and
No,
I'm tired.
we have to. He's gonna tell his entire clan about us, probably.
Cool. Well, then you can follow him that way. I'm going to bed.
Gaming.
Raylan would go, but he takes a couple steps, but then he realizes that he's still very fatigued. And he's like, damn it. And he just kind of like goes back to his. Somebody should stand watch, though. I mean, we are protected, kind of, so maybe we don't have to, but.
How long is it just a quick blind thing, or is that one of those that blinds for a minute?
No, it's just for a few seconds, but your con save was low, so it takes you a good 15 seconds to get your eyes cleared out.
Okay. All right. That. Yeah. It probably wouldn't taste good.
All right, so you guys setting a watch?
Sure.
Who's first?
Not me.
Not me.
I'll do first.
Who's second?
Also not me.
Yeah, I guess I'll be last.
You can't both be last.
So,
Okay. Okay, Raylan will go second.
Yeah.
okay, fine.
All right.
Oven is, before she goes to bed, going to do a little bit of a heal. Oh no, our king here.
He does carry the bags.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
For 16.
Oh, hey, thanks. Ooh, icy hot. Not sponsored.
Oh, that works differently this time, actually.
Oh.
Is that cure wounds?
That's healing word.
Okay, so when you, what was the word that you said?
King Throck.
When she says King Throck, it hits you like the force of your entire nation screaming it, as they have often done. And you feel it almost like thunder entering your body. And it's not so much that your wounds feel better as it is that you just don't care about them because you remember that you're King Throck. And everything hurts less. It's not like there's more. It's not like there's less pain. It's like there's more you.
Yeah. There's more me to go around.
Yeah. Okay. So, Throck, roll perception for your watch.
Yeah, this always goes well. 8.
So
that's a pretty good roll.
In the middle of your watch, all of a sudden, from a direction that you don't see, a rotten tomato smashes against the side of the dome. And you hear from off in the bushes somewhere, "Go home, monsters!"
Throck will reach out and grab the tomato and eat it.
I knew it. I knew you were going to do that.
It tastes
I knew it.
stronger than any tomatoes from Archonia. Throck, you've probably never eaten a tomato
No.
before, but you've smelled them because you've been in human places.
Yeah.
This one is like, it's just more tomatoey. It tastes more like a tomato and smells more like a tomato.
Yeah, I was hoping that it was just a red potato, but
No,
yes,
but you've probably
tomato,
had
tomato.
the potato-tomato confusion before.
yeah.
I mean, you've
Yeah.
been in some taverns. Yeah.
Right. One's supposed to make you strong. One of them, I don't know what it does. But, yeah. So, yeah. So, yeah. You know, we'll. I don't want to deal with it. Just gets back. Just stays back in the dome.
All right.
Looks up though. Is it still that pretty green stuff going on with the dome and the
Yes.
holes in the sky and all that stuff?
All that stuff. Yeah, all night long.
Cool, excellent. So as my watch comes to an end, actually go over to Awe. Oops. Sorry, waking up the wrong person. But hey, you think Erie can see that?
Avin kind of like rolls over and looks up at the sky. There you go, Harry.
I can't. That's all you get. You haven't been able to hear Erie very well since you came to the Feywild.
I think that's a yes. And rolls over and goes back to sleep.
Oh, okay. Hey, what was the girl's name?
Yeah?
Your turn.
Okay. All right.
Okay, roll perception.
Raylan looks at the sky some more and kind of like writes down how he feels about it.
Roll
Don't-
perception for your watch, Raylan.
Don't eat the red potatoes.
Gotcha. Oh. My perception's not that good tonight. I'm still tired. Can I just use my average passive?
No.
Okay. All right, then it's a 6.
Cool. Yeah, 3 more tomatoes come from different directions. You never see Wilbur, but he's just taunting you all night.
Raylan says, I guess they don't like my jokes.
No, he's yelling things like, "Tiny pirates, get out of our woods!"
Man. All right, Raylan just kind of laughs it off and just continues to watch the sky. Because this is like a once in a lifetime thing right here.
And that's the end of your watch. Nothing else of significance happens. Just a screaming gnome throwing tomatoes from the woods.
All right.
Where does he even get them?
Raylan wakes up Arvin and says, "It's your turn," and they're throwing tomatoes at us. All right.
Fantastic.
And then he goes to sleep.
Roll perception.
17.
So Wilbur comes running up. he's going to stop in the bushes and try not to be seen again. And he cocks to throw a tomato, but you totally see him. You want to do anything about it?
Yeah, I'll send Ghost out to him.
He throws the tomato at Ghost and then runs.
Gonna go ahead and call Ghost back.
Okay, Ghost comes back.
I do not look at this guy because it's creepy.
Yeah. For the benefits of the people in chat who have not seen recent episodes, Ghost is not a ghost. He is a wolf made out of blood, animated blood, that often summons from a magic item that she has. It's not really a dog at all, as Wilbur pointed out.
But we love him.
Mm-hmm.
And he is our puppy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
No, he is not from Game of Thrones. Neither is the Raven.
He was just going to be named Blood, but often decided to name him Ghost.
Like he's even so much of a fan favorite that there's fan art.
Yeah.
There is, in fact, art in the Discord. You should jump on the Discord. We have a fan art channel there. Yeti Hill put something up there earlier.
Yeah.
All right. So, other than Wilbur's constant tomato throwing, nothing of significance happens during the night. You do see the stars in the sky moving a little bit.
And I actively turn my head back to...
Yeah, it feels
not
like
look
there
at
are
the stars.
giant creatures up there watching you or something. It makes your skin crawl.
Do not like.
But as you sleep, you have dreams. Throck, you dream of a vibrant and powerful storm. It's not a bigger storm than any you've seen before, but it is it's like a deeper storm. It is more infused into your body. You have stopped being able to tell the difference between yourself and it. Your arms are made of lightning. Your hair is made of fire. Your breath is the wind itself. You are capable of anything. And you look down upon this jungle in which you lay. And you see something from your place high in the sky where a storm belongs. You see the giant mountain that you first saw when you arrived. You see that it is on an island. A large island, but an island nonetheless in the middle of an ocean. And you realize, looking down, that somehow you guys, though you entered here through the horse trees, which was landlocked, you are somehow now on this island in the middle of the ocean. And you see all along its shores shipwrecks, especially down towards the south, where there seem to be creatures moving amongst the shipwrecks. Large creatures. You see, off to the west, footprints of something huge with 3 toes and claws. And you see, being shoved into an opening around the base of the mountain, Darrow.
Ooh.
And with him, behind him, is an entire village worth of dryads.
Well, now we know where they went.
Oven.
What?
Eagles.
You all,
Like shoving, right? Like
yes. They shoved him into a cave opening at the base of the hill, at the base of the mountain, sort of around the. You guys, where the Dryad village was to the west of the mountain. This is kind of, they've gone around like to the southeast side of it.
okay.
Oven, you also have a dream. In your dream, you see the Shadowfell as it continues to collapse. At the start of your dream, you see it as it once was, an infinite plane mirroring the mortal world's own infinite. But you see first something happen to the mortal world where it ceases to be infinite. You see that there is a planet floating in space, and that the space around it begins to shrink in closer and closer. And you know instinctively that you are looking at time beyond measure before your own birth. And you see what was once a vast cosmos collapse until there is only one world. And even that world is a desolate wasteland beyond the borders of a few nations. But the Shadowfell persists. It stays and continues to mirror this mortal place. Until just recently. You finally catch up to just a few weeks ago as you view time passing. And all of a sudden, the Shadowfell seems to lose its grip on the mortal world. Almost like a fitted sheet letting go of the corners of a bed. And it just collapses in. It is still accessible. It is in the nation of Lethia. But it is no longer another world. Like the Feywild, it is now a bump on the fabric of the mortal reality. And you realize that this is not how it's supposed to be. Not only because it's unpleasant to you, but because it's destabilizing everything. The universe, as you see it, begins to shake. Raylan, you dream of Zelios. The two of you float in an infinite void, staring at each other, just an arm's length apart. You could reach out and take each other's hands, but you don't. You just look at each other's faces. Until off to the left, a darkness arises. And off to the right, a bright light. You see, on the one hand, the face of your father. And on the other hand, a cube infused with the power of Pelor. You feel yourself on the cusp of something very important. Raylan, you and Zelios must right now make a choice. Do you choose your devil father, or the harbinger of a dead god, or neither?
I want to try something.
All right. You are free to play both characters now, by the way.
Yeah. Raylan starts like itching over towards the light, but as he tries to do that, he sees Zaliel start itching towards the darkness.
Gasp.
Shock.
So he kind of looks over to Zalios, and he says, "Will you not come with me, brother?" And then Zalios kind of looks at Raylan and says, "I have to make sure." And they go their separate ways.
Actually, they don't.
Ooh.
They go a little bit further away from each other than they already are, but find that they cannot move apart. When they try, they end up spinning in a circle, orbiting one another. They cannot get further away. They must stay together.
And when they orbit around, is it just a blank space between them?
Yes.
Well, Raylan looks over to Zalios and says, "Well, I've made my choice. And if you don't come with me, then we're going to have to be stuck in limbo still."
So I want to clarify something mechanically to make sure that you understand the choice you're making right now. You guys are about to level up. If you choose the devil, you will gain a level in Fiend Warlock. If you choose the light, you will gain a level in Celestial Warlock. If you choose neither, you will gain another Sorcerer level.
Ah, okay. Fiend, Warlock, or... what was the other one?
Celestial Warlock.
Celestial Warlock. I'm sorry, I'm taking a minute to decide here.
That's fine. I sprung it on you.
It's just I'm thinking about everything up until this point, like all the things that Zalios has learned from the party, all the actions the party has taken, and whether that has swayed them. Because Raylan, I feel like Raylan for sure is going towards the light.
Well, let's recap.
But,
on more than one occasion, Zalios has called on the power of Pelor using the medallion, and Pelor has answered.
It's true.
Darrow gave up being an assassin for Zalios.
True.
On the other hand, you guys kill a lot of people.
Just so much.
But you saw Throck change the violent, evil, vicious into the violent, neutral, vicious organize them from a chaotic mess into a nation.
How much has Avon changed since the beginning?
Cute.
She's gotten better at some stuff. What,
I mean,
what do you think it has?
Oven is.
Sorry, go ahead.
I said Oven is pretty much a chaotic neutral, man. She's just. There's life, there's death, it's a cycle.
I know, but has any of the stuff that Raylan has done swayed her in any way?
She did apologize to Zelios.
I
Yeah,
did.
You did.
that one time, yeah.
When Eerie pointed out that Oven's dedicating undead creatures to the Raven Queen only caused them to collapse when they were created by accident. Eerie pointed that out, that all the ones that had been created intentionally, it didn't work on them. And that is when Oven apologized to Zelios for accusing him of bringing that horde of zombies to life in episode 1. And you guys shook hands.
That's true. It was a
don't
very,
remember
it was a
that.
very,
It was a moment.
it was a moment.
It was like near the beginning of COVID. You guys were still here in the room, but we had hand sanitizer on the table, and you shook hands, and then you both went for the bottle. It was very funny.
And you can find that episode in our archives on our YouTube channel.
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
I'm
It
not
was
sure what
probably
I'm not
episode
sure.
29-ish, maybe 28, 30, something like that.
Just look for the ones when we're at the table.
Yeah, yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
We were at the table for episodes 1 through 30. And so that would have been towards the end of that. One more thing I want to throw in for your consideration there, Alan. Don't forget, Raylan and Zelios spent quite a bit of time with Eerie and later Radomir Utgast in their head. And that
That's
may
true.
have affected them as well.
That's true.
Eerie's kind of a neutral, borderline neutral good type character. Radomir Utgast is 100% chaotic good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I feel like this is the part in a game where you're making all these choices throughout the game, and then they like add up all the everything to see which way the story goes.
If you choose to just take a sorcerer level, you'll have another chance later to take warlock.
Oh, but I really want to take it now. I feel like this is the point where Raylan would do that because he was just so amazed by Rod. And it was like especially when he did the fireball, that was like really cool. Like he wants to learn fireball. So I think so as like so that's kind of like what happens. Raylan kind of hears Zaliel say that, and then we're kind of spinning, and then as they're spinning, Raylan kind of like feeds all of the memories to Zalios again to help him remember about Rod, about all of like the good deeds we've done, and then at the same time, Zalios is kind of feeding all the bad deeds, and they're kind of like clashing together. But you notice that the good deeds are kind of overtaking the bad, like, and it's kind of slowly overtaking it. So
it is at this point that your two would-be benefactors speak. Your father says, "You are my sons. I have been your destiny since before you were born. You know it, and I know it. This is what you were made for." And then the cube pulses, and you hear in your mind, "He took your mother against her will. and those who summoned him murdered her.
Both Zelios and Raylan look over to their father and says, you might have made us, but we choose our own destiny. And then then Raylan and Zelios kind of shake hands, and then bear with me, they turn into Zaylan.
I knew it.
They turn into Zaylan, and
Zaylan's back.
it's like a bright light comes out of them, and then you just see him like float towards the cube.
All right. Okay. Zaylan's back. It's been a
Zaylan's
while.
finally back.
I still have never done any Zaylan art.
Yeah.
I imagine he's about halfway between their two heights.
Yeah, halfway between, has
Gray skin.
yeah, the gray skin. Yeah.
All right. Okay.
And yeah, so he went with the Paylor.
Yeah, he did. So you will take a level in Celestial Warlock. Oven and Throck, you will take a level in whatever you want. I assume Druid and Barbarian. And yeah, we'll see everyone next week. If anyone is interested in what's going on with Darrow right now, he and I will be role-playing his little side adventure in our Discord, in the Darrow's Daring Deeds channel. So if you're not already in our Discord, jump in there now. The link is below this video. And yeah, I'm not sure when we're going to have a chance to, but it'll be before next Friday. Because we want to make sure that he's caught up to date with his character by the time we bring him back. Hopefully he'll be here next Friday. We never know with his work schedule. But yeah, thank you everyone for watching. Yeti Hill 99, The Board Gamery, Canuck, Miss
thanks,
Featherpin,
guys.
Joker's Chosen. Everybody was here tonight. Cody was here.
We appreciate you.
Definitely catch us in
Cody
our,
and
definitely catch us in our Discord if you want to chat with us.
Yeah, man. All right, we had a lot of fun. We'll see you guys next week, or hopefully before that in the Discord. Peace out.
Bye.
Yes.
Bye, y'all.